Hello, my name is Megan, and I have a problem with fantasy books. Oh, and I also have 299 books on my TBR. This is an episode of TBR200, everyone. But yeah, me and fantasy this year have had a real problem. I have always loved reading fantasy books. Fantasy has always been one of my most read genres. But so far this year, I have only given one fantasy book a 4-star, but even that was probably a 3.75. And then everything else has been below 4 stars, with books that have fantasy as their primary genre. Again and again, I have read fantasies I should enjoy, fantasies and series I've enjoyed, fantasies from authors I've enjoyed, and I have not enjoyed them.
They put me through purgatory.
Yeah.
They put me through hell on this earth.
So today we're going to do a video where I can't stop reading until I find a fantasy 5-star. Am I condemning myself for this video to A, never end, or like I have to give up because I read 20 books and none of them are 5 stars? I don't know. Actually, I'm not going to go in with that energy. I believe there has to be a 5-star fantasy on my TBR somewhere. I have 299 books. I have probably about 100 fantasy books on my TBR. There has to be some 5 stars there. So today, yeah, we're just gonna be reading fantasy and it's gonna keep going until we find a 5-star. We could, with this energy of the video, miraculously read 1 book and it's a 5-star. Wouldn't that be amazing? Don't think that'll happen. We could read 2 and it's a 5. We could read 10 until we find a 5-star. So I don't know what's gonna happen in this video, but join me for the ride. Let's go talk about the books that I'm first gonna start with reading to try and find a 5-star. So I have got 4 fantasy books that have been on TBR Cluedo so far this year that I have not yet read. So that's where we're gonna start. We're gonna prioritize these books because I need to read them if I want to try and read every book that's been on TBR Cluedo. And if none of these are 5 stars, then I don't know what we're doing, because I have no plans other than this. Well, no, maybe like The Shadow Cabinet by Juno Dawson or something. I don't know, but let's get into these. I'm just going to fly through these quickly because we'll talk about the plots of all of them when we read them. But we have Royal Assassin by Robin Hobb. I enjoyed the first book in the series, iconic fantasy. I did try and start this earlier this year and it wasn't working for me because fantasy wasn't working for me, but maybe now is the time. We have Caraval by Stephanie Garber. This has been on my TBR a very long time. Christmases and Christmases and Christmases ago, it looks like I was gifted this. YA fantasy, so not sure what I'm gonna think of this, but I have been having a lot of people recommend this to me lately. Caraval's been coming up in conversation a lot. Then we have a cozy fantasy. We have The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst, which I originally probably would have thought would be a 5-star. I'm pretty sure this is on like a 5-star prediction list somewhere, maybe. Like, I thought I would love this. However, since then I've heard not the best things. I've heard not the best reviews about it. And then we have Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Dinnerman. One of the biggest books of the year. Everyone's reading and loving it. Everyone thinks it's the best thing since sliced bread, so maybe this will be the 5-star. Maybe this will be it. So I think this list can kind of be broken down into 2. I think we have 2 books that probably won't be 5 stars, and then we have 2 books that I think have the potential to be 5 stars. So I'm going to start reading these because I need to read these books anyway for TBR Cluedo. So better to read some of the ones first that I don't think are going to be 5 stars. If these are 5 stars, I'll be shocked. I'll be surprised. I don't expect these to be. These 2, I expect to have the potential to be 5 stars. So shall I just dive into it? I think I'm going to start with Caraval because that is the one I least think will be 5 stars. I don't think I'm going to hate it. I think I could be surprised. People have been telling me I'm going to enjoy this. But I think this is what I'm going to start with. Then we'll see where we go from there. But yeah, we have to find a 5-star fantasy. I'm not going out of 2025 without having a 5-star fantasy, when in previous years, I'll put up some of the, the 5 stars I gave to fantasies in 2024, 2023, 2022, 2021. Like, I give fantasies 5 stars. Fantasies are a huge part of my reading. So I want to find a 5-star and we're going to do it together. So shall we just dive into it? Let's start with Caraval. Hello, how are we doing? Our first check-in. I am halfway through Caraval by Stephanie Garber. I'm not entirely sure what I think of this yet. My mind isn't made up, guys. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be a 5-star, so I think we're going to be at least reading 2 books in this vlog. So we're following a girlie who is arranged to be married. She hates her father, but her and her sister steal away to this place called Caraval that they've always wanted to go, where it's like a game. This big game. You're in a world and everyone's playing the game, and you have to find out clues for the game, and you have to risk things for the game.
If you're gonna play a game, girl, play it right.
But what turns out, the game is finding her sister. Her sister goes missing and is like a guest of Legend. That's the guy who runs Caraval. And she, along with the sailor who helped them escape, is trying to find her sister. I think a lot of my problems with this stem that it's YA, but I can recognize the YA elements I'm not enjoying, like the kind of like simplicity of elements or the language style or the way characters react to certain things. And I can say if I was 13, 14 reading this book, I think I would be eating it up. Like, I can really imagine me sitting in my school's library and reading this and having a whale of a time, but I think maybe it's not the book for me right now. I think some people can read YA forever, and I thought I was one of those people. When I was 20, 21, I was still reading a lot of YA. It's something that's happened over the past few years. I'm just not enjoying YA as much as I used to. I used to read 50% YA or 50% middle grade on YA. Now it's like a really small portion of my reading, and I just fear, I don't know if I'm ever gonna have a 5-star YA again. Like, I don't know. Other than, I mean, there's certain books that, like, I personally wouldn't class the Wayward Children series as YA. I think it's kind of outside of age categories. If you count that, I give them 5 stars. But I don't count that. This book is weirder than I anticipated. There's a lot going on that isn't entirely clear. There's a lot that's unclear to us as the reader.
It's getting weird.
Like how the magic system works, how the game works, what the rules of the game are, who we can trust in the game, what's happening in the game. The world building is very unclear to me in a way that sometimes is working for me and is kind of like this murky mysteriousness. And sometimes I am feeling like, how to put this? I can't picture anything. Like, I can't really picture the world and what Caraval looks like. Like, it's a town almost. We've got all these different locations, but I feel like we kind of spawn from one location to another. I can't picture everything in the round, and it just feels a little bit actually like too lacking substance to me. Like, the surrealism hasn't got enough weight to it, and so everything feels a little bit of a shadow. But I guess maybe that is kind of the point. I feel like I'm not doing a very good job of reviewing this for you, so maybe I should just go and read it and finish it and see what I think. But yeah, everything just feels like the opacity is at 70%. That's the best way I can describe this book to you. I feel like the opacity is at 70%. I feel like if the opacity was at 100, I could really enjoy it. But the opacity is at like 60, 70. And so I'm not quite there with everything. I'm going to go read it. And I'll check in with you either later tonight or the first thing in the morning with my thoughts. But I'm not fully in it. Okay. Hi. How are we all doing? I've finished Caraval. Let me take my bookmark out. And I'm gonna give this 3 stars. So the curse continues, not even a 4.
This is torture. This is pain. And this is suffering.
Not even a 4, babes. This just didn't work for me. It didn't work for me, but I think some of the problem is me and not this. Like, I think this is very 2015 YA, and I think it's probably a good version of 2015 YA. The problem is, it's 2015 YA. Therein lies the problem. I think this would have slapped if I'd read it at like 14, 15, in 2015. I would have eaten it up. Now, alas, I want different things. I didn't love the writing style, which kind of surprised me. I thought that Stephanie Garber would be at least an author I'd be interested in picking up from again. And, like, part of me is, but there's something I don't know if it's because I saw an ad the other day that it was like, spot the unnecessary word in this sentence. And you had to, like, figure out which one it was. It felt like there was a lot of unnecessary words. A lot of, like, descriptors for actions that the action already kind of describes how you're doing that action. You know what I mean? Just a lot. In a sentence that needed 6 words, there were 10. There was a lot. I just feel like it was a little bit cumbersome. I don't know if this is her debut, but it felt a little bit debut-y to me in that way. Like, just cut to the point. And I know I'm one to talk. I'm a yapper, but this isn't a novel. This isn't a condensed novel. I guess some people think YouTube videos should be, like, tight and condensed. But unfortunately, I turn up to yap. So that's what I'm here to do. It all felt very stereotypical in what I would expect from a 2015 YA book. It felt like The Descendants on Disney Channel. Like a newer, badder Disney Channel original movie. Very Disney Channel original movie with how things went out. And do you know what? There wasn't enough game For a book that's all based around a game, remember it's only a game. Game. Gang. Gnarly. Yes, they were playing the game, but I don't feel like things really were revealed. There wasn't enough reveals in the game. There wasn't enough like gag moments. Stuff, she kind of just fell into moments and just fell in. I want to discover things. I don't know if it's because I'm in my Nancy Drew bag right now. I was literally just watching a Nancy Drew live stream before I filmed this. I want discoveries to be earned, and I didn't feel like the reveals and the discoveries and all of that in the game and in the plot were earned. I felt like they were stumbled into. And yeah, my last flaw, let me just dunk on this book. My last flaw is that the stakes felt very low throughout. I'm not going to say what happens at the end, but I never doubted that everyone would be okay. Even if someone died, I was like, well, I mean, they're not going to die, are they? You know what I mean? Like, I think they're gonna come back to life. I think that actually might happen. What a surprise. Like, I never was scared. And again, I think that's something that comes from reading, like, adult books where the stakes are higher and authors aren't afraid to kill off characters. I don't like a fear to kill off your characters. I think if it has to happen, figuratively or literally, they gotta go if it serves the emotional plot of the story. And I fear some of these characters should have died permanently. So that's where I am. But also, I mean, I didn't have an awful time when reading it. I just think it has flaws. That's why it's not lower than a 3. Like, I had a pleasant time reading it. It's fairly inoffensive, she says, while dunking on it. Yeah, it's fairly inoffensive, fairly simple. You know, it's a kind of plot you can sink into, but unfortunately, it was not for me. Now, it is, what time is it? It is 20 to 3. I need to film and edit a life update for my patrons and maybe force myself to go out for a walk at some point outside in nature, walking children in nature. But other than that, I will just be reading a lot this afternoon and evening. I've had a busy couple like social days, and so I'm excited to just read tonight, basically. But I do have something to confess to you. I do have something to confess. And some of you aren't going to be happy. But it has to be done. I can't lie. I'm not a liar. I've never been a liar. So let's go, shall we? Okay, are we ready? Oh. Guys, I don't know how, well, I do know how this happened. People have bought me books very kindly, very, very kindly, and I'm very grateful, but that TBR number is about to go up. Yeah, some of you aren't going to be happy with me, but it's happened. People have been kind. I think people actually enjoy it. I think people enjoy it. Some people take perverse joy in the number going above 300 again, which is going to happen. But I am also excited to open books, so let's do it. Oh my gosh, who is this from? It's Esty. You know I had to. Esty says, you need to read more so you can fall in love with Veronica and Stoker. We have got a perilous undertaking, the second in the Veronica speed. Okay, no, this is serious. This is serious. Esty, thank you so much. I read A Curious Beginning, finally. You guys had been trying to make me for 5 years. I've nearly had that book on my TBR, 5 years. And now I have the second one, so I can make progress in the series. I am very excited. I feel like this is the series I'm going to fall more and more in love with as time goes on. I feel like the first one, we had a good introduction. I had a few, like, little side eyes, like, little side eyes out, but for the most part, I think I'm really, really going to enjoy it, and I'm just going to love these characters more and more as time goes on, so I'm very excited. I don't know what this is about. We have to save someone from execution! Oh my god, Dida, can you believe it? Thank you so much, Esty. That is so very kind of you. I am so happy I have that, because I do want to make progress in that series. Let's see what we've got here. Oh my gosh. Okay, there's no note, but I know who this is from, because Teresa told me that this was going to be coming my way on a reading sprint lately. Or was it? No, crafting night. It was our crafting night. We have Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson. This is great timing because I think this will be nominated for the Goodreads Choice Awards, and I'm pretty sure it will make top 10. Like, I feel like that's going to happen. I'm excited. Me and Holly Jackson, we have a fraught relationship. We have a fraught It's been up and down, but I feel like we're gonna be up now. I'm excited to see her write an adult book, especially one with a stronger premise as this. Like, we have someone solving their own murder. I don't know how I feel about the premise. Like, this woman is told in 7 days you're gonna be dead. Like, you've got a brain injury that is gonna kill you in 7 days, and so she's like, I'm gonna solve my own murder. But that's crazy. Imagine knowing, does that happen? People knowing, oh my god, you're gonna die in 7 days, but being like completely like lucid and able to walk around until they die.
Oh, let's be realistic.
That's kind of crazy to me. You know, that's kind of crazy. So I'm intrigued to see how that is going to be implemented. But thank you so much, Teresa. That is so very kind of you. And then we have another parcel.
Not another one? Oh, for God's sake, I can't stand this.
I hope I'm able to show how equally grateful I am that people have bought my books, but also recognizing that some of you are going to be like, Megan, it's got above it. There's 2 books in here. Okay, first book. Okay, The Bones Beneath My Skin by TJ Klune. Look at the spread edges. Who is this from? Let me see. Where is the note? There's no note. Why is there no note? Who is this from? The Bones Beneath My Skin by TJ Klune. I'm very excited about. I think this is a repub of one of his older books. Yeah, so first published in 2018, but it's been repubbed this year. We're in 1995, and this man's parents have just died. He goes back to the family summer cabin, but there's people there. And I believe there's like a man and a little girl. And I believe it's about them getting to know each other, but I think it's also sci-fi-y. So I'm very excited. I love a bit of TJ Klune. So thank you to whoever got me that. And then we've also got Cat Among the Pigeons by Agatha Christie with a beautiful special edition. I love these special editions. I love the cat. So this just adds to my collection. It does add to the TBR. Is this a Poirot? It is. It's one near the end. So it will be a while until I read this, but whenever they add new books in this collection, I just love to get them because I love this. This is like probably the only thing I collect, really, is these editions of Agatha Christie books. So thank you again. Please let me know if this was you. I think I'm going to read The Spell Shop next. I think this is going to be our next go. Who knows if it will be a 5-star or not. I once did think this would absolutely be a 5-star. Like, this was up there in 5-star predictions, and I feel like it's gone a little bit down maybe in my estimations, but I would still love it to be 5 stars. Who knows? We will see. I'll let you know my thoughts when I'm a little bit of the ways through. I'm hoping to get through a lot tonight. So yeah, hopefully I'll see you later. It's late. Hello. It's late. I've just been on reading sprints with my patrons. I'm tired, but I just had to tell you, I'm 60 pages, 64, 65 pages into her. I haven't felt like this about a fantasy book all year. Okay, I don't want to speak too soon. I'm gonna go away and read some before I probably talk to you. But like, I'm loving her. I'm loving her.
I love good news. Love good news. I just love good news.
Wow. Well, who knows? It could still go either way, but I've not felt like this all year about a fantasy book. I just realised, guys. Wait. No, this is deathly serious. This is deathly. I just ate some Kit Kat. There might be some of that in my teeth. The blurb on the back. This is explaining everything. Catherine motherfucking Arden. Catherine motherfucking Arden. Okay, from the words of God herself. Reading this book was like sitting in the sun, watching bees in the foxgloves, a warm, peaceful delight of a novel. You can almost smell the jam and hear the ocean. I finished the book smiling. Why did I think this wasn't going to be 5 stars? Why did I listen to all you naysayers? Okay, I'm gonna go read some. I'm not gonna speak too soon. But okay, next day, I am now 150 pages into The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. It's got me, Your Honour. It's got me. I'm taken. It's got me in the chains. I fear we're not going to get out of them. I fear I'm locked in. This is crazy.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ.
Check out
They've
the
blessed me.
labels.
I really wasn't expecting this to be a 5-star out of everything on the list and out of every fantasy that I've read so far this year. We are following Kayla, who is a librarian at this grand library in the grand city, but then we open up with fighting and war and death, and the city is burning, and her and Kaz, her assistant, who is a sentient spider plant, flee away to the cottage on this really remote island that her parents owned, that she was born at and kind of grew up at, but then has lived in the city most of her life. And they flee there together, and it's a story of her living in this, you know, small community, this small town, surviving, tidying up the house, a very cute neighbor who looks after mer horses, which are horse-fish hybrids that are like these magical creatures. Guys, I'm loving it.
The obsession that I got with it was borderline unhealthy. I don't know how I'm going to integrate in society after this.
She's starting to set up like her own store, making jam and perhaps doing magic. We'll just leave it there. I won't say anything else. But the making of the jam, oh, it's taking me back. It seems I just love a cozy fantasy with a store. I need a store. Why do I need like admin and capitalism? It's actually the opposite of capitalism, because people, she's like, just pay me what you think it's worth, or they're trading things for things. It's very cute. It's very cutesy. I'm loving it. It is a warm hug. It is wrapping me up in a blanket. It is a candle that is lit. It is a steaming mug of hot chocolate. It is everything that Catherine motherfucking Arden said on the back. It is everything to me.
That's real. Even though she's fictional, it's real. And that's important to me.
I'm loving it. I'm loving the way it's written. I'm loving, it's got these little intelligent quirks to it. I don't know, these little quips that it has that I am just obsessed with. I am obsessed with. I am loving it with every fibre of my being. There, I said it. When I was on the live show last night, I was like, oh my God, is it a 5-star? Like, immediately, I think I read the first 6 pages and I was like, guys, I'm loving the writing. Like, come on, you only really said it about 5 stars. I think some books you know. When you know, you know. When you know, you know. I mean, it could still all go wrong. The plot could fall apart, but I am loving it. I'm loving it. I feel like it's everything I love from Travis Baldry. I just like I'm sinking into the world. It's the perfect amount of stakes where she needs to survive. She needs to do things to survive, but we are away from the war. We're on this tiny island. I'm loving the like seaside setting, the beach, the waves, the community, the baker that she makes friends with, the jam that she's making. And she just set up her little shop and it's so cute. I love when they make a shop. The same thing happened in Legends and Lattes. They make a shop and they slowly like start improving it and adding to it. And then, you know, maybe we're gonna have a thimble come in and start making us cakes at this shop. I don't know. I'm loving it. Do you know what it feels like? It feels like Sarah Beth Durst played Sims 4 Cottage Living.
It's a conspiracy theory that I'm actually interested in.
I feel like I'm in Cottage Living, and Cottage Living, my favourite expansion pack. Let's not talk too much about The Sims, because obviously it's pretty dire and horrific what's going on with the sale of EA. Let's not get into that, but let's talk about how amazing Cottage Living is, and let's talk about how this book is cottage living. I feel like I'm in that little cottage at the top of the hill, the red one. That's always my starter house. I am obsessed. I don't think I can explain to you. I really didn't think this was going to be our 5-star from this video. Otherwise, I would have put it later so I would read some of the other ones. We are now, let's not think about this too much, going to be ending this vlog above 300 books on TBR, which means we're going to have to get under 300 for the 3rd time. I can feel some of you being frustrated with me. I can feel it. But you know what? It's kind of fun to celebrate 3 times.
Delusion. Convince yourself.
And it's such an interesting main character as well. She's quite like cold and socially awkward, and she keeps saying stuff that you're like, Carl, why did you say that to like the cute neighbour? She's like, stop doing those things for me. Stop it. You need to know this is not acceptable. And he's like, okay. Okay. So that's an interesting dynamic seeing that play out. You know what? I shouldn't have listened to everyone giving this 3 stars. I just stuck to my guns because you know what? I went and checked on Goodreads. Mara from Books Like Woe gave it 5 stars. Do you know how rare gold dust a Mara 5-star is? Unless she didn't put it with a 4.5. I'm pretty sure she gave it a 5. And we are booktube twins. We give everything the same. We have the same taste, and thus I'm gonna love it. I feel like this is the kind of book, sorry, I know I'm really yapping, I need to shut up, but this is the kind of book that I think you either give 3 or a 5. Like, it either draws you in and you are so captivated and you're so on board and you're just loving every single moment of it, or it's just fine. Like, it's either the vibe or it's not the vibe. And that's okay, you know? I can see it not being for everyone. Anyways, I'm gonna keep reading it. I'm gonna let you know probably when I'm finished. I just wanna sit on that sofa and read it. I don't wanna talk to you. I often love talking to you, not this time. I resent that I had to put this book down to go and make myself look vaguely presentable to film this to you. JK, I love you really. I just want to sit and read this book. So I imagine I'm going to finish it tonight. I can't wait to see how it goes. It is beautiful, cozy, perfect amount of, if this is a romantasy, this is what I want. I think I maybe just want cozy romantasy. I don't want no shadow daddies. I want a mer horse trainer who loves his mer horses. That's what I want. That's what I want. So anyways, I'm gonna go read some more. I think it would have to go really badly for this not to get a 5-star now. I think I have not felt like this about a fantasy book all year. Hi. Hello everyone. This is a momentous occasion. This is a momentous occasion. 5 stars. Oh hey me in the mirror. Not only just 5 stars, like 5 stars of the highest magnitude.
It's about time!
I loved everything about this. It is the only cozy fantasy that I have managed to find that comes even close to doing what Travis Barrett does in Legends and Lattes. Like, oh my, what a joy this book was. I read it fairly slowly. Well, I read it in like 3 days, which I think for a 5-star sometimes is quite slowly. Like, I could have devoured this in one evening, but I wanted to just like slowly consume every drip of what this book was offering. It is a cozy book, but it also has a lot to say and also quite a lot of plot. So, you know, it's saying stuff about climate change. It's saying stuff about what happens when power is hoarded and kept from people. Power, be that money, be that knowledge, you know? It's saying stuff about the importance of community, which I just love, and I think we should all be more of like a community and look out for each other. You know, it's something that I notice a lot where I live. There is no community. I live in a very like right-wing area, and I think the fact that where I live, a lot of people commute into London and don't work here has a lot to do with it as well, but there is like no community here. But when I went to live in Wales for a period, oh my goodness, the community there, the way people look out for each other, the way that they help each other, help people in their time of need, and also welcomed us into their community was so beautiful. And really you see a lot of that in this book, and the way the community support each other and defend each other is just beautiful. It's so beautiful. I will say this should not have been in the romantasy category on the Goodreads Choice Awards last year.
It's the troth.
It should not. That's a mischaracterization, because there is a romance in this, but it's a small part of the book. I wouldn't say it's the focus of the book. You know, it's a fantasy with a romance in it. It's not a romantasy. But I did really like the romance. I found them very cute. I found him very cute. I mean, doesn't everyone basically want to live in a cottage where they get to do spells and make jam, and they've got a hot guy who makes and builds bookshelves for them? I mean, what else do we want? This is another one of those books, I said this about Atmosphere, and I've said this about like some of my other favourite books. I wanted 10,000 pages. I wanted 700-page book. Like, I wanted to be in this world forever with these characters forever. I fell in love with these characters. I fell in love so deeply and wholeheartedly. Guys, I feel so happy to have given a fantasy 5 stars. It proves the problem is not me. I was just not reading good fantasy. Well, you know, I think this doesn't have some of what I don't like about fantasy, like those weird terminologies and everything. A lot of it was fairly well known, you know, fantasy terminology. Like, there's a unicorn, there's mermaids and merbabies, there's the mer horses, like there's a talking spider plant. I loved Kaz. I loved the spider plant and the little, is it a spoiler? There's a little cactus as well. That's very cute. It's very cute. I have come to the realization that I love cozy fantasy, and I think this determines when I love cozy fantasy. It has to have like a mundane element, like tasks that need to be done. Hence why I love Legends and Lattes. Like, they just got this coffee shop and they got to decide what coffees to have, and this, she's got to decide what jam to make, and like there's moments where she's kind of got to decide what tasks to do. I need like a little small sense of life in my cozy fantasy. So if anyone else has any recommendations, it has to be like, you know, she's got to make her jam, or she's got to feed the chicken, or like, I don't know. I need that little element of mundane, but this is quite plotty. It's a lot more plotty than Legends and Lattes. So if you want more plot, I would go for this, especially towards the end. But I think it's perfect. I think it's perfect. I think it's so good. But like I said, I can understand. I think so much of this book comes down to whether you connect or not. And I connected. Let me tell you, I connected. I didn't go into this expecting this. Like, I think once upon a time thought it'd be a 5-star, and I let people talk me out of it, and I shouldn't have done. I should have listened to my gut instinct, because my gut instinct is never wrong. And yeah, guys. 5-star fantasy, our first 5-star fantasy of 2025. Are we all happy? I am so happy. I can't believe it. I loved this book so much. I'm so glad that I did. I'm so glad that I've read it. I can't wait to read more in this series, because there's like a whole series. Oh god, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. Every moment was beautiful. Every moment I got to spend in this world, I felt lucky to do so. So yeah, we have our 5-star, everyone. So this vlog is ending quicker than I thought it was going to be. I'm not going to lie. I thought we were going to be reading like 10,000 books. We did it in 2. This was one of the 4 that I had on this list that I thought I wasn't gonna get 5 stars. I will say the one thing I'm sad about is I am trying to read every TBR Cluedo book this year that's been on TBR Cluedo, and I've made plans to read all of them. Dungeon Crawler Carl will be getting read this year in another video, but I don't think I'm now going to get to Royal Assassin before the end of the year, which is sad. I would really like to read that, and that'll be the only book that's been on TBR Cluedo so far this year that I don't get to before the end of the year. So I'm gonna try and read that in like January or February, like really make an effort to read that at the start of the year. This is an episode of TBR200. We're back over 300. It's so bad. It's so bad. I don't know what we're at. Editing me will know. 301? I haven't done the maths. I've just turned up to talk about the spell shop. I couldn't wait. Are we at 301? It will say behind me. Whatever it says there is how many books are now on my TBR. But we'll get it down, guys. We'll get under 300 for the 3rd time in the next episode, which we're going to have quite a few of coming up. So yeah, keep your eyes out for that. We will get back under the 300. Oh, I can't be stopped. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this little fantasy video. I'm so happy I finally found a 5-star fantasy. So happy. Maybe there's going to be a sudden like onslaught of 5-star fantasies. What if I end the year with like 4? And our first one just came in November. But anyways, I love you so much. If you got to the end of this video, comment like a fantastical emoji, be it a unicorn, a wand, a witch, something fantastical down below. I love you all so much, and I'll see you very soon in another video. Bye.